today's Novedge webinar and find out all about CrossGems, Rhino and Grasshopper parametric jewelry software. CrossGem is a professional jewelry software with more than 100 tools, which allows you to design any complex model easily and quickly without having technical CAD knowledge. Take advantage of parametric design without the need to learn traditional parametric trees and creating a powerful modeler that can be used by anyone in Rhino and Grasshopper. Today's webinar presenter, Enrique Del Molino, who is the main Rhino Golden Partner and Panther developer, and Juan Hernandez, the main designer of CrossBites. Their background goes back to the origins of Rhino Gold. And they're the ones who also created Panther 3D. So basically, what they're telling us today is that CrossGems is an evolution of Panther in all aspects. So this is super exciting. And this is where you can find CrossGems on our website. Just search for it on the search bar, and you can add to cart, or you can talk to us. We'll be happy to assist you. And of course, we sell also Rhino. So because Novedge is it's the best way to purchase jewelry software, because you can combine, you can get different products without having to switch website. And beside the choices, we also can assist you, and our service is super quick. Check us out at novedge.com. And now I'm going to share Enrique's screens so he can get this show started. Take it away, Enrique.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. Thanks for your words. As you said, well, our background is from Rhino since the beginning of Rhino. So we started with Rhino 3. We made the Rhino 4, 5, and 6 version. And next we made Panther 3D. And this is the evolution of that. CrossGems is the evolution. So I'm going to show a little bit the interface of CrossGems. I will show the layout and how the things are done in CrossGems. And after that, I will give the word to Juan to show some models, which is the designer. So as you said, my name is Enrique Del Molino. I'm the main developer and the CEO as well of the company. And well, I'm going to switch my camera. Okay. And now I will explain a little bit of CrossGems. So the goal of CrossGems is to offer to the jewelry, or to jewelry, the jeweler, I'm sorry, a software to design a parametric jewelry in a simple and intuitive way. So in this meaning, the user don't have to worry about to handling the parametric tree, but it's a parametric program. So you are designing, but CrossGems will build the parametric tree in the background. So let me open the program. So this is the features, but I think that it's better to show it to you. So in CrossGems, we have two kind of interfaces, Rhino interface and CrossGems interface. So in this interface, I think that it's simple, but if you are using to Rhino, you can use Rhino interface as well. So it has the same features and the same tools. But in this demo, we will use this interface. So we have the compact interface, which is made from these buttons, which you can click. You can make it a little bit bigger or smaller, but it's the compact one. And you have the menus inside. Okay, so it's the same that the expanded interface. But the point is, in the expanded interface, you can keep the tools here. You can design and you can keep here. So if you click with the right button, you will keep the tabs open. If you click with the left button, so the other one will be closed. So it's easy until now. Okay, so I will keep it like that. And let me talk about the common history, which is placed here. Okay, so once we are designing, for instance, I'm going to place a gem. Okay, I will set a ring size, in this case, maybe an 8 size, a little bit bigger. So you have the parameters in here. This is the common execution. And the workflow is exactly the same. So if you click with the right button, you will keep all the tabs open. But if you click with the left button, you will have only the tab you click open. So now I'm going to place, for instance, this gem. I made it a little bit bigger. And now this object is reflected here. So if I place the mouse over here, if I hover, it's selected. Okay, when I click it, it's selected. If I click here, it's unselected. If I click here, it's reflected here. So now we are going to place a shank. So we are going to rings. We will click it on shank. And automatically here in the ring, it's getting the size that I set before. So in this case, it's the gem and ring. We can set it on self, but if we set it on gem and ring, all the comments will be set on this master parameter, which means that if you change anything, all the other things will change as well. But if you set it itself, it won't be modified. So for instance, now I'm going to make it a little bit close and a little bit thinner. Okay, like that. And obviously we can go to the gallery and we have some profiles predefined and we can save our own designs. But in this case, I prefer to do from scratch. So now we have two comments here, this one and this one. Okay, so I'm going to set the setting for this stone. And I will, for instance, I will get, no, this is the head. So I will click on head and I will select this gem, which is the only one at the document. So if we can, if we want to save this step, we can do it directly pre-select this gem and open the command. So by this way, the gem will be directly set. And now, for instance, we are going to adapt to rank and it will be directly adapted. There is another way to open, which is the related command. So for instance, if I want, imagine that I am editing or just making from new the shank. I can go to related command and select any command. So for instance, if I get the gems curve, the gem on curve will be open. The curve is set directly to the shank ISO curve, and the object to orient is directly set to shank. So by this way, we can save one step as well. And in here, we are going to move a little bit these stones. Okay, I think that here it's okay. And now I can do the same. I can click on OK and set another comment, or I can go to related comments and choose another command. For instance, in this case, we can choose the channel cutter. Channel cutter will make a cutter in a gem row. In this case, this gem row, which is the gem curve, which I am making right now. So I will click here, and it's selecting directly this gem row without anything else. Now we have the cutter. We are going to modify the caps. So I will set round cap, and probably we can keep it like that. So in this case, I could do the same. Go to related comments, for instance, and select Boolean difference. So if I select the Boolean difference, the object B, the cutter, is automatically selected. So I only have to select the first object to make the Boolean. in this case, the shank. So I will click on OK. And as you can see, we probably had to do these gems a little bit far from the ring. So we can go to the gems on curve and edit. And I will go to the options and I will move it a little bit. And all the things associated to the gems will be moved. So for instance, if I have in these gems prongs, let me place directly from related comments a prongs row over these gems. So the gems are already selected, as I said. And now I'm going to validate the comment and edit again the other comment. Okay, the gems on curve. And I will do exactly the same. I will move it a little bit here, okay, and all the components associated to that are moving. So if I move it a lot, it will move a lot. Okay, but the point is to place it. I think that 0.2, it's more or less okay. Yeah, that's perfect. So I will click on OK, and we have all the comments here that we executed. But if you take a look, probably you realize that there are some comments missing. For instance, the shank and the cutter. So the reason is that these comments are not in the document anymore. So in here, we have the Boolean, but this is not the shank. The shank doesn't have this hole. So the shank and the cutter are already nested inside. So when a comment is deleted, you will see that that is it. I don't know the name in English. I think that it's grayed out or something like that. So it will be displayed or draw in the viewport in red and in here in red. And if you take a look, for instance, on another one, this is not grayed out. This is grayed out, this is grayed out, this is grayed out. And when you have a command nested, use it in a couple of tools or more than 2 tools, that will be reflected as well, like in here, okay? So you can check it in all the comments. So that's the main functionality of this panel. So, well, I think that I can show you a little bit more of that, but I think that maybe it's a good idea to show you a little bit more of the interface. So the display modes are located in this corner, in the bottom left corner. By default, the CrossGems interface, the CrossGems display mode is the selected one, but you can change it in here. So retrace it, render it, ghost it, and shade it. So I'm going to change to shade it. And one thing interesting is that if you have the 4 views, you can change the active view clicking with the left one. So if I click here, I am changing only this view because this is the active one. So if I click here, this is the active view. So I will change it through here. But if I click with the left button, it will change in all views, as you know. Okay. And now let me change it again. And I will take a look to the object selector. So the object selector is that one. Okay, so we have 2 kinds of selections. The metal selection and the gem selection. It also shows us information about the weight. This is the total weight of the metals in here, and this is the total weight of the gems in here. So if I select, for instance, just one metal, this one, the weight is updated, and it's showing only the weight and the material of the current object. So if I select the head, it will change. Okay, now it's white gold instead of yellow gold, and the weight is also changed. And the same thing for the gems. So if I select the gems, we have no weight for metals, And we have the material, which is diamond, and the height of the total of the object selected. The same thing in here. Okay, so we can also go to the metals or the gems just clicking here. And we will have access to this panel, which is also accessible for these tabs. And now we can, for instance, select a material and you will see that it's reflected in here. So if I select a gem, the same thing will happen. Okay. Now we cannot see the material of the gem, but we will go to rendered mode. And here I think that it's more visible. Let me change the ground, probably in a marble black or something more less brighter. And I'm going to change the gem material. I will place, for instance, ruby inside in the main gem. And here I will place emerald. Okay, and for the metal, I will select the, I don't know, the white gold, for instance, in here the rose gold. And for the bronze, I will select another one, just to show you how the metal selector works. I guess that the right part is to have in one metal, depends of the user, but is to show it to you. So in here, we can see the metal selector. So all the metals I select, I set, are reflected here. So we can click in here and it will be selected. Okay, and we can select by material, or we can select by object type. So if I unselect all and I'm going to here, I can select only the bronze, only the Boolean operation, only the gems, only the head, all the object types that are in the current document. So obviously the objects that are not in the document, as the cutters or anything else, are not present in the document. So we have to select by this panel. If we want to modify it, we have to go here and modify it. So edit, and here I'm going, I don't know, maybe to change the distance, lateral distance, and maybe the profile. Why not? And now it's updated, as you can see. Let me hide the gems. And as you can see, the cutter is updated. But there is no need to add to the document to edit any object in the tree. But anyway, if you can add it because you want to use this cutter, for instance, with another object, you can restore it at any time. You just click here, and as you see, the object is back. So you can go to here and use this channel cutter at any time. And if you don't want it anymore, just select it and delete it. And the object will disappear from here. And it will be reflected here as well, again. So, well, I think that it's all. I think that it's. I can give the word to Juan to show you some models a little bit better than this model. And well, Juan, you can go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's design. My name is Juan, and I'm the main designer of CrossGems, and I'm going to do 2 designs or 3. It depends of the time. So the first one is the Boomerang. We are going to the panel strings. We select the Boomerang, and we are going to change the size. In this case, we are going to select the 7/2. Okay, we can change the profiles as Enrique told us. And we are going to select confirm. Now we are going to select the Boomerang and we are going to joggle right. We are going to select auto squish and we are going to select a pattern. In this case, we are going to do a pattern of holes, hole patterns in the Boomerang, and create a design, a simple design, a basic, but it's really fast and easy to do. So we select the Jali 7, and we are going to modify the U and V copies. We are going to select, in this case, 14, and we are going to enable the solid. Okay. Now we are going to modify the thickness and select 0.70. It takes some time. And now the idea is do a Boolean intersection between the ring and the pattern. We press OK. And now we are going to do a Boolean intersection. We select the object A, the bomber, and object B, the auto squish. It takes some time to do the Boolean. But not so much. So
Now, this is a very exciting
okay,
one.
and
I think design software for jurors come a long way. Beautiful.
Thank you. And now we are going to, we're not going to delete just to see the two patterns. Okay, we are going to select OK. And now we can see how is the pattern without a squish and with the Boolean. Okay, the next step is select the bomber ring, and the idea is cut the top side. We are going to select auto squish. We are going to the right panel, and here we are going to select the curves, and we are draw some curve, for example, from here to here and inside. Okay, so we are going to disable the select point, and we are going to draw a bit, for example, something like this. And okay, we take like this, a little bit. And now we are going to do something like this. Well, we are going to join the curve to the other point. 1 second, the end, we select the end, and now we join it. Now we have a closed curve. So we go to the perspective, and we are going to do a Boolean from this to the bomber ring. Now we are going to do an extrusion. But I didn't take the point. Let's wait. Oops. I'm going to take the point, and we are going to do an extrusion. Okay, now we are going to cap this extrusion, this surface. We are going to write cap, and we select accept. Now we have the surface or solid, and we are going to do a Boolean on the bomber ring. So we come here, Boolean difference, we select the Boolean, the bomber ring, and we select the surface. We press OK, and as you can see, now we have a ring. I think that this is pretty cool. It's easy to do, and it looks pretty fancy.
Stunning.
Okay, let's go to the other design. So I'm going to create a new file. Okay, and the other design, it's some kind of eternity, but it's not an eternity, but it's from scratch. Okay, so we are going to start going to rings and select outside ring rail. Okay, that is our outside. We are going to select the size. In this case, we are going to select a 7.5 because it's the normal, the regular. And we are going to modify the top height to 3.8, the side, for example, 3.3, and the bottom, more or less, 2.4. We can change, of course, the offset profiles to get a profile that we want. Okay, we have a lot of patterns, a lot of profiles. We are going to select the one, and we are going to select OK. The next step is do a profile placer. We are going to tools, to the panel tools. We are going to select profile placer. We are going to select the rail curve and the outside rail. Now we are going to modify the size. We are going to select a big size because we want a big ring, 3.7, and we are going to modify the position, more or less in the middle. For example, 0.2. It will be okay, I think. And we are going to do a mirror. The idea now is to do an auto sweep, and we will have the surface of our ring. We select the rail, we select the profiles, and we select the sweep 2 and the second rail, the outside. Okay, as you can see, now we have a ring where we can set the gems, make cutters or something like that. Now we are going to do the gems. We are going to select the panel gems, and we are going to do a gems and curve. We are going to select the outside ring rail, the object, the auto sweep, and now we can modify the start point and the end point. Okay, we are going to set it on the top, maybe 0.7, and the end point, we are going to move the gems on the top to do it symmetrical, and let's move to the 0.56, I think. Yeah. Okay, now we are going to modify the gem size. We can modify the gem size, even we can change the gem cut if we want. It depends of your style. In this case, we are going to select the gem size 1.9, and we are going to gem options, and we are going to select the gem placement on the table. Now, as you can see, if we change the display viewport, they are inside. We are going to press OK, and there is our gems. The next step will be do the cutters, the gem cutter, the channel cutter, to have another look of this ring. So we are going to panel cutters, and we are going to select channel cutter. We are going to select the gems, and we are going to select the height. We are going to select 1.8. I think it will be okay. And we can change the caps. We can select round, squared, sharp, but in this case, I think that the square, it will look better. So let's create caps 0.3. I think it will be okay. I miss the prongs. I think that it's better to do before. So I will create the prongs on row. To have a good look, I can activate and enable the wireframe display to see how the prongs are inside of the ring. So I think that is okay, maybe a little bigger, the channel cutter. So I'm gonna select OK, and I'm gonna modify the channel cutter. We are going to edit, and we are going to modify the caps. We are going to confirm, and I think that it looks good. So the next step is create the gem cutters. We are going to select the gem cutter, we select the gems, and we modify the depth, and we are going to modify a little bit the bottom taper, like 0.3, let's 0.3. Okay, and the last point is we are going to create a channel cutter inside the ring. So we are going to select channel cutter, we are going to select the gems, and we are going to modify the channel. We are going to move it to down and create a lateral distance really big, because we want a cut inside of it. So we are going to move it, for example, let's see, 120, and we are going to modify the height. We are going to select 1.4, and we are going to press OK. Okay, the idea is now do a Boolean difference and see how it is looking. So we are going to Tools, Boolean difference. We select the auto sweep, the ring, and we are going to select the channel cutters. Okay, as we can see, the prongs have to be deeper. So we are going to modify it. We can modify just selecting the prongs and clicking by the scroll button. Now we are going to modify the dip. Okay. I think that it's really cool how it looks. I'm gonna modify the ground just to have a look of our ring. And the idea now is that we can change the outside ring rail and see other models with the same pattern. So we are going to modify the outside to other patterns, for example, this pattern. And as you can see, it takes the gems on curve, take the same ISO curve, but it keeps the model in perfect status. For example, we can see this other. Or maybe I don't know, this. As you can see, it fits really good. Or this other. It's an easy way to do a ring with other patterns, but keeping all the parametric history and parametric gems, curves. So we are going to select this ring, and we are going to see how it looks. We are going to change the materials of the ring, of the prongs, and even if we want, we can change the gems to take, for example, a cushion, or take, for example, I don't know, Asher cuts. As you can see, it looks good, and we can say how the retraced mode is looking for, and there is. So this is the two designs that I wanted to show, and now I'm gonna show you because we have time. I'm gonna show you the pavé. okay, in a easy model, in an easy way. So we are going to create a new file, and I'm gonna create a signet ring. Okay, I'm gonna clear this, and there is a signet ring. We are going to create to modify the table, to modify the width, and change, of course, the profiles if we want. In this case, we are going to set this profile because it's a good profile to do a pavé. And now we are going to do a cutter, the hollow ring. We are going to select the signet. And as you can see, it makes a hollow ring, a cut inside. We are going to press OK. And now we are working with the pavé. We select the panel gems and select pavé. We are going to select the object top of the ring, and as you can see, there is the pavé. We can modify the number of gems, modify the gem sizes. We can select a minimum and a gem and a maximum gems, and we are going to refresh. And as you can see, there will create a random gems like with this kind of sizes. We can modify the space between gems and the margin of the borders. We are going to create more gems just to have a look. And we are going to change the sizes. We are going to select 1.3 and we are going to refresh. Maybe a little less. A little bit more. We can go to the most smooth and add our gems. We can select the size here and just add the gems, for example, in parts where we see that it's empty. Like here, we can delete, for example, this, which is not fitting the place. And we can select more if we want. I think that it looks good. So I'm gonna add one gem more here. Okay, and I'm gonna select confirm, and let's see the pavé prongs. We are going to gem settings and select pavé prongs. It takes some time. So let's wait.
So just an appointment, Juan. I see some gems which are touching between them. So in this case, you can modify the size of these gems. So I know that some people probably will asking, okay, but these gems cannot be grabbed with the prongs. But this is a demo, obviously. But there is a way to modify the size of the gems, and there is no problem to adjust these sizes to match and to be grabbed for the prongs. Just disappointment. You can continue.
You're right. Thank you, Enric. As he say, we can modify the sizes. Okay, just to fit or even make a little gems and create more gems to fit the prongs on the gems.
Well, actually, I mean, I'm sorry, Juan, another time.
Yeah,
I mean
with
the mouse mode. Obviously, you can do it by this way, but with the mouse mode, when the gems are placed and the model is finished, so you can modify only one gem or two or three gems with the mouse mode, just setting the resize.
Yeah, we can create here, or we can resize if we want. As he said, we can resize the gems that they don't fit as we want. Okay. For example, we can create big gems, or we can create little gems in other parts. Okay, to do our pattern where we want. It's really fast, as you can see. You can delete, and of course, you can block it. If you want to block some gems, you can block it. So now, if we move, they keep the position. So, well, we are going to create a little bit more, and let's see the pave prongs. I'm going to create some more here. And okay. So now we are going to select the pave and select the pave prongs. As I said before, it takes some time. Yes, we have to wait. And now we have the prongs. Of course, we can make the prongs bigger to take all the gems, and we can create the prongs, and we can modify, move, or delete. Okay. We can modify the margin, the tolerance, the taper, the prong depth, all that we want. For example, here we can delete these prongs, and we can add our prongs. Here we can delete, and we can add our prongs. We can delete this. But in fact, I think that if we make a little margin, it will expand the prongs to the margin of the ring. Yeah, I think it's better now. So now we can add the prongs and delete, add some prongs to have the ring that we want. We can modify the diameter again and keep setting our prongs on the gems. Okay. Another thing that we can do is the Azure cutter. Azure cutter works doing the cutters inside the ring. So we are going to select Azure cutters. We select the gems, and we select the object. We press enter. And we will see how the cuts works. It takes some time to, all the Booleans, the Boolean difference takes some time. It depends of the processor. There misses some prongs, but as you saw, we can add when we want. It just takes some time, but you have to delete and set all the prongs that you need on your ring. Well, it's taking some time.
Don't worry, Juan. Just relax and take some coffee. But these kind of operations take some time. Don't worry.
In the meantime, if there's any questions, type them in the question tab. This would be a good moment.
Yeah, it's a good moment. Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
There is the zero cutters, as you can see, and now we can do the Boolean difference. Select the ring and select the zero cutters. Yeah, if Enrique wants, we can just respond to some questions.
Sure. If you have some questions, just ask it through the chat, and I will answer, or Juan will answer.
Anyway, we want to show the website if we have time, and talk about our software and how it works in the website.
Yeah, so the Boolean operation will take another big time, probably 1 minute, more or less.
Yeah.
So maybe I can show my screen because I forget a couple of things to show, and maybe we can switch. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Barbara. So I miss a couple of features to show it, which are, well, I show it all the parametric features, but there are a couple of features that I think that is interesting and I didn't show it, which is the reset transforms and the remove booleans. So for instance, this is the model which I made before, which is not like the Juan's model, but it's okay. And I'm going to add another Boolean operation here, okay? So I have the channel cutter in here, but I will add the individual cutters. So I will select the gem cutter. I will go to options and I will increase the depth. I think that it's okay. And I will make from the related comments another Boolean difference. So note that the first Boolean was the channel cutter, the big one. So if I made another Boolean, I will have two Boolean operations in here. Okay. So this is the object A. The second object was already set, which are the gem cutters. And now we'll have two operations in here. But what happens if I want to remove the first Boolean operation, but keep the second one? So in this case, I have these holes of here, which are the last holes, and the first Boolean. So I can remove these holes by undoing this operation. But if I want to remove the first operation, I will have to make two undos, and I will lost the individual cutters and the channel cutter. So there is a feature which is remove Boolean, which can do that. Okay, so I'm going to this Boolean, and I can reset this Boolean. So remove Boolean. I can remove the last one, but that's not the point. I will remove this one, which is the channel cutter. So if I click here, it will take a little bit because it has to compute the other one, but it will keep the holes of the second Boolean operation, but the first Boolean operation, which is the channel cutter, is removed. So that's a feature that I think that it's interesting. So another feature that I didn't talk about is the reset transforms. For instance, if I move these gems, all the associated elements, in this case the prongs and the cutters, will be moved as well. Okay, so if I want to reset this transform, there is a feature in here which is reset position. So it will reset any position that we have in here. Even if we, for instance, get this gem and move it, for instance, or make it bigger, which makes no sense in jewelry, I know. But if we made something like that by error, we can go to here and reset transform, and it will set the original state. Okay, so this is what I forget. I wanted to let you know. So I'm going to show the website. So if you want to try the program, I think that it's a good idea to download the program. So we have a free trial. So let me place the slideshow firstly. So I'm sorry. We have a free trial license for 30 days. So you can ask anything to us. We will usually answer in 24 hours. We have free technical support, even in trial period. So you can try it by yourself. I encourage to try it by yourself, play a little bit with the software. And if you have any questions or anything, you can feel free to ask it to us, and we will glad to help you. Okay, so the license, there is no compute limitation, so you can install the program in as many computers as you want. The only limitation is that you can only use the program simultaneously in one computer or two, depending of the license. But you can install in the office computer, in the home computer, in the laptop, so there is no limitation in that. And as Barbara said, you already know the prices, but you can check it in the Novedge website or in our website. So if you go to our website, you only have to go to download. And here, when you click to download, if you are not registered, like me, okay, I'm going to log out. When you click to download, it will ask for register. So just type your name, go to sign up, type your name, your email, and register, and you will be able to download the software, and a trial license will be automatically assigned to your account for 30 days. If you need some more help, you can go to the tutorials page, and you'll see that here there are a lot of videos that Juan made with a lot of love, and you can follow these models. This is the introduction to the layout, but you can see full models that you can follow step by step and try the program and try all the features that the program has. And another time, if you have any question, any problem, if you are stuck in any step, you can write it to hello at crossbytes3d.com, and we will get to help you. Okay, so I think that if there is any question, that's the moment to do it, and we'll be glad to answer.
Yes, there is one question. Is there a Mac version or does it only work on
There
Windows?
is no Mac version, and I will explain why. So this program is based in Rhino, and well, we didn't show the Rhino version, but probably a lot of people know Rhino. But Rhino has a Mac version, but the Mac version doesn't have the same commands that the Windows version. So there are some missing commands in the Mac version. Furthermore, the commands that are in Mac version, the behavior that they have, it's not the same. So there is no natively Rhino Mac version which works as the Windows one, and there is no version for CrossGems, but it can be used in Mac version. It can be used using Bootcamp. So if you install Bootcamp in a Mac, you can install Windows and you can use it without any problem.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Enrique. I think that was the only question.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
okay, great.
Great.
So there is no more questions. We can finish the webinar. So I'm so glad to did this webinar with you. I was expecting that. I was waiting that anxious. So I think that it was very good. And just say thank you to you, Barbara, to let us show our software.
No,
And
thank you. As I was saying, design software for jewelry design has really come a long way. It's, I
thank
mean,
you.
amazing the things you can do now with very even little CAD, you know,
Skills.
um,
Yeah.
Thank you.
experience. So that's wonderful. Thank you, guys. Um, I'm gonna take my screen back for a second and show everybody
Okay.
where they can find CrossGems um, and Novedge. So check us out novedge.com where you can find both CrossGems and Rhino. And that's all for me as well. Thank you so much for joining today. It was a lovely hour well spent and looking forward to more demo and a lot of jewelry being designed. Bye bye, everybody. Have a
Thank
great
you,
rest.
Barbara.
Thank you,
Bye
Bye
bye.
Barbara.
bye.
And
Bye
thank
bye.
you all. Goodbye.